Happy Halloween. Um, thank you. These two words can make a really big difference in somebody's life, whether we are getting to receive them or getting to give them. Often we'll say it without even thinking about it. It becomes routine part of our day-to-day life. There's other times, though, that I think you can express a level of gratitude that's far more than simple politeness. It can be the path of expressing ourselves when we don't have the words or the time to go into depth regarding what an interaction meant to us. This is the first in a series of thank yous. A thank you video was the first concept that I rolled around in my mind for a meaningful video, something that was personal and something that I really wanted to share. The particular thank you that I have in mind for that will come later. We're going to start with something a little bit smaller. Halloween. Halloween has been a very special holiday to us, and it has been since my daughter was 2. She had just gotten to this milestone of walking. Still wobbly, still needing support. This was a big deal, especially because she was born with club feet and she had global developmental delays on top of everything. So, big deal. And right around this time, Halloween was coming up. And so she gotta go trick-or-treating. Um, She walked and she walked and she walked that evening. She adored getting to be able to go up to everybody's homes, ring the doorbell, have somebody answer the door, talk to her, and on top of all of that, they gave her candy. She was the happiest her little mind had ever been. She was stoked. It was awesome. And from my perspective, I got to watch my little girl finally getting the rhythm of her feet. I got to see that excitement on her face. I got to see people engaging with her and sharing that passing affection, which was special. Plus, she shared her candy. It was a bonus. As the years went by, the joy and festivities around Halloween increased because it wasn't just trick-or-treating. It was all the trunk-or-treating, all the festivals, all the Oktoberfest around this fall time. And then came the zombie crawl. The zombie crawl was special. So my little one, she doesn't talk like you and I do. She's considered nonverbal. That doesn't mean that she's silent. It just means that she doesn't have the ability to use words. So she talks through shrieks and giggles and hollers and sing-song tones. Like, she doesn't have a problem telling you what's on her mind. It's just different. You have to listen more. Well, turns out at one specific time of year, at one very interesting event, there are literally thousands of other people just like her. I'm not talking about a convention for disabilities. I'm talking about the zombie crawl. And so she gotta go to this place where everybody's walking like her. Everybody's all wobbling about. They're talking like her. They're hollering, they're shrieking. And guess what? They don't even have the personal space rules that everybody else does the rest of the year. So they're bumping into her and she's bumping into them. And the zombies, turns out they're a super friendly bunch. As soon as she's walking up there with her hands in the air, shrieking with the grin to grin, ear to ear grin, they'll come up and give her hugs. And when she gets nervous and it's just too much excitement, then she crawls in her wheelchair and she watches, and then she gets to reach out and they reach out to her. They grab her hands. It's a special time. It's a time of sharing and bonding for the community as a whole over things that are weird, potentially scary, out of the norm behavior. It's great. And so this is our thank you. Thank you for being weird with us. That's a compliment. Thank you for being patient as she and other children hand out cards to say, I have dot dot dot, this is my trick or treat, or use devices to say trick or treat, or they just smile at you. use their eyes, use other nonverbal communication to say, hey, I'm trying here. Thank you for letting me play with you, and come to your home and get a piece of candy and say hello. And on Angel's particular level, thank you for your chuckles as she tries to dive into your home on occasion to say, what are you watching on TV? Thank you for these shared smiles and the happy, memorable experiences. Thank you for including us in your community and making it feel like it's really our community. It's a very special feeling, the feeling of belonging. So at the end of these, I'm playing with the idea of a little bit of education, some strategies, so that we can have more opportunity to share in gratitude for one another, both giving and receiving. This particular one for Halloween, that's what we're going to review, and then some of the strategies can be generalized and some of them will be specific. Angel, in a lot of ways, is fortunate. She's quirky enough that people get it. There's something going on. She doesn't fit in the category of a normie. She's 13. She's small, pretty, spunky. She's still got that wobble. She still has a different gaze. There's enough information for people to understand that something is different. And so that provides her with a pass a lot of times. It provides her with people sharing mercy with her or taking part in a moment in the community where they're sharing a smile. You know, she gets super excited about knocking the cards off the shelf and then shrieks a little bit every time we put one back. And you can see how happy she is. People will join in. Not everybody is in that category, though. We went trick-or-treating years ago with a family friend, and their son, a few years older than Angel, also has autism. But it's not as obvious. He can talk. He has a normal gait. And so you could see the different levels of affection that people would share as we trick-or-treated together. Because he's some big teenage boy who's not wearing a costume, who's not making eye contact, who's kind of short when he says trick-or-treat. He's trying. But people don't understand that there's something different. And so they're a little bit short in return, which makes sense. We often reflect what we receive. So here's the first tip. Have a little mercy. Be a little patient. Whether it's with a spunky little girl who's obviously got something going on, a moody teenager who wants to be a kid but wants to be a grown-up, or somebody who's just a little bit off. We never know what's going on in somebody's life. Let's meet them where they are. Have a good time. Give them a memorable experience. Even though it's just a few short moments of your time, it can make a big difference in theirs. For parents who are experiencing a disability that's impacting their ability to participate, there's lots of different strategies. You can do the business card route. You can print off a piece of paper and cut them up saying, hey, I have autism. Hey, I have Down syndrome. I can't chat. Here's my trick-or-treat. Thank you. You can use communication devices and program them to say trick-or-treat. You can dress up yourself and go with your kiddo to the doors, kind of get this group experience going so that as the people open the doors, they can see the group and that can help your kiddo participate better. You can also compliment your kiddo, give them a chance to receive praise, and not when you're back at the street, but right there at the porch. That way you're able to let the homeowners know indirectly that there's something going on so that they have a chance to learn, and give your kiddo the encouragement that they're doing a good job, that this is fun and everybody's enjoying themselves. There's also lots of different community events. I shared a little bit earlier about the zombie crawl because that's a special one for us. But festivities. There's lots of different things, and this might be more enjoyable for your child, or it might give them more practice on things that they can do on the big Halloween night. It's all about enjoying ourselves and finding something that works for us. There's also the fact that there's a lot of kiddos, their favorite thing is to give out the candy. They love to be able to open that door and put the candy in the bags. If it's a holiday you want to participate in, do some experimentation, find out what works for you and your family. Above all, let's enjoy ourselves. Be grateful to one another. And when we experience frustration, ask questions, have mercy, assume the best, maybe offer a little education. Um, we're all doing the best we can with what we have. Take care.